welcome to DuckCast episode 47.
Mm.
This is like one of the first normal episodes of the season. I feel like there was at least one other, but we've either had people as guests, people step in and out, or I've been drunk, so...
Are you sure it's 47? Not
Yeah.
45, 6.
We keep doing this at the beginning of each episode where
Yeah,
we
we
have
do.
to chat.
I'm like,
But
yeah.
I know this time it's 47. Go
Okay.
ahead and check if you want.
Nah.
How are you?
I'm alright. I'm good. I just buried my dog this morning. No, I didn't. Could you imagine?
I wasn't sure if you were being serious or not.
I'd love it if some host just opened that one day and just the whole podcast just very awkward, very silent. Like one of those paper train videos I recommended in, I think, the last episode from the H3 podcast. Those very awkward meme things. Oh my god, they're great. They did a recent one, I think, with Post Malone. Like, he's trying to talk and Ethan's just, like, interrupting him the whole time. It's just very awkward. So great.
That's not too off of some of the episodes, but...
Oh, that's a whole other thing.
The past couple of days I've had, like, some huge ups and downs, and my biggest downs is... I think it's paranoia. I was talking to you a little bit about this last night, but it's a genuine concern about my health. Anyone who's been around me has heard me talk about health for like the past few days, and I don't know why I'm getting paranoid about it, but I think it's just a couple of new things that I've noticed, and it's been hard to forget about them because I'll experience them daily. None of them like are painful. None of them are something that should bother me. But it's just like, oh, what if this is a like build up to something else? And I'm going to the doctor for the first time in 2 years on Wednesday, and just like
it's all about going to the right doctor. They're probably gonna say, you know, either it's stress or there's this little cream or this pill you could take for a week, you know, stuff like that. They'll know. They'll help you out.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm going to be fine. I know it's not going to be like the best checkup ever because I'm fully well aware I'm not healthy. Like I drink. I've started eating healthy, but I've started eating healthy for like 3 days now. So it's not really, and I also still eat unhealthy. It's like I eat a combination now. Now it's not, before for like a few months I was eating nothing but unhealthy stuff with no like vegetables and fruits in my diet at all. Except for like the occasional apple. Now it's like every single day I'm getting plenty of vegetables and fruit into my diet, and I'm mainly only drinking water, but I'm still eating. What I was just eating right before we started the show wasn't the greatest thing for me to eat. And I don't know why. I know it's bad for me, but I keep doing it anyway. It is a fucking illness. But we won't make this whole podcast depressing like that. But yeah, that's like, I had to say something because that's been on my mind like 24/7 for a couple of days now.
I mean, like, we try our best in life. Like, if that doctor judges you at all, you know, just smack him right across the face. Say, hey.
I'm not so concerned about the judging as much as I'm there's something worse about me than I think. Because I feel like if anyone deserves there to be something worse with them, it's me, because I don't like there's other people who don't take care of themselves, but I just feel like around the people I know, I'm worse with it.
It's like with any problem, even in addiction, just ask for help, you'll receive it. Just be a charity case. No.
There are people out there who
what?
There are people out there who are way fatter than me. There's people I go to college with who are just, I can't believe, like I could not imagine functioning like that. It's horrible. I know I am technically judging them. I'm not really trying to sound like harsh and judgmental, like they're bad people for that or anything. It's just, I think I'm bad the way I am right now. And then it's just someone who's like 2 or 3 times bigger than me. And it's just, God.
Yeah.
Like how much time left do you have when you're like that? And that, I don't know, like it's, it doesn't help that I watched Syndicate. I'm butchering the pronunciation of this. Syndicate New York recently. It's a movie. It's an art film where, it was a really, really good movie, but it was a movie that I shouldn't have watched in this state of paranoia because it made it worse. Because it's basically, I'm not going to say a lot about it because I seriously recommend it to everyone. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It was really, really good. It's one of those movies that doesn't explain everything for you. You kind of have to come to your own conclusion with a lot of the stuff in it. Like I say, like the story, it's definitely confusing, but I think that you can follow it. Like it's not a movie where literally everything in it is metaphorical. I mean, to some extent maybe it is, but it's not like, how am I trying to explain this? It's not like the "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" videos or something like that where there is meaning built into them, but there is no structure in the storyline. Like just weird shit keeps happening. Like it's not a movie just full of weird shit. There's a story, and there are characters that you see grow, and it's easy to see the progression of time in this movie. But there's some weird stuff. But basically, the movie is about death, like that. It's about death, and but it's not just about death. Death is just the main theme. The main character is constantly paranoid about his health and constantly checking stuff and constantly going to the doctor. And it was a bad movie to watch in that state of mind. Bad movie to watch.
I'm sorry.
That's my. No, it's good.
I've never seen. I know nothing about it. I've never heard the name before of the film.
It's a good movie. I'd recommend it. It's yeah. I was holding off. Like the thing is, I'm doing my top 10 movies of the year video for Slate Side, and it's not going to be top 10 movies of 2017. Though I am going to mention every movie I saw briefly at the beginning of it. It's just going to be top 10 movies I watched this year as a whole because I couldn't properly do a top 10 movies of 2017 video. I seen not even like 2% of the movies that came out. But I am going to like cover, like, it's going to be like top 10 movies I just watched as a whole. Like, I'll say like this, like Whiplash, for example, is very likely going to be one of them. I do have to think, though, because I watched a lot of good movies this year. Like, I watched Fargo, Burn After Reading, like, just a lot of classics that I never saw before, and a lot of them are going to be talked about. I like that, too, because it just gives me an opportunity to talk about older movies as well as new ones. But I didn't want to watch, I was holding off on watching this movie because I wasn't sure if I wanted to watch it this year just because I knew enough about it to know it was going to be on the top 10. I am wondering if it's going to be my number one choice now. And there was a movie that was my original number one that I kind of wanted to keep as my original number one. I felt like this movie might potentially knock that one off as number one. But I'm not sure after watching it. I think it's, as a whole, a better movie. But it is one of those movies that does, like, it's up to your own interpretation. And I'm kind of, like, wondering, I love movies like that, but do I like them more than movies that just kind of are straightforward and tell the story, you know?
Sometimes I feel like any project that tries very hard to be as subtle with their metaphors as possible, like giving, like really not explaining as much to you, I feel like they're kind of, it's more of like a judgmental sounding thing, I guess, but like I feel like they're kind of preachy, like big-headed in a way, it's like just
I think that there's exceptions, and I think that there's examples of both. I like to use I actually might be doing a video on this on Slate Side too, because that's on my head a lot. I do not think Syndicate New York is just a pointless preachy film. I don't think it's pretentious. I think everything in it is genuinely well done.
I think I'm saying like mostly like trying to get some like really
but they're
just like an ego about how deep they can be, stuff like that, like certain films.
I think there are some people who are like that. Two examples I like to use is two different indie games, one that represents the positive side and one that represents the side that is pretentious. The good one is Undertale, because that one is a game that explains most of the stuff in the game, but there is a mystery with one of the main characters that is never fully explained, and it's just super, like, it's super confusing the way he is, but it's a small thing in the game that they left up for interpretation, and plenty of other stuff is explained to you. Then the negative example is something like Five Nights at Freddy's, where it is so specific. The creator of it throws nothing new at you. He never answers any questions. He just builds more questions. And like the people who make theories on it, they do a good job really trying to make sense of it. But I don't think the games actually have a story. I think he is just throwing confusing stuff out there for the sake of confusing people because the fans can make theories.
It's like,
because it's ridiculous how, like, You have to like to figure out this part of the story. You have to click on these random tiles on the wall that you wouldn't have been able to figure out yourself. Someone coded the game and found out, and then posted it online. That's how they found out about it. Then you get to play
There's always something fun about like finding it out on your own and like just having little hints thrown at you. Like it makes you feel smart. You know, it's not like an ego boosting thing. It's like it's fun. It's fun that way.
Yeah.
You don't even need something that's childish or as Inside Out. You could have something as complex and dark as say Sherlock or something, and still have it effective enough. You know.
Yeah. I think the important thing though is that you have to give enough context for people to be able to pick things out. I think that David Lynch. He is a director that I think has made some pretty alright stuff, but there is a music video he did for a guy named Little Moby, someone I do like, and his music video is just a bunch of shitty drawings and scribbles. And I watched it a couple of times, and it's just, one, the artwork looks horrible. I guess it's supposed to look horrible, but that doesn't make me think anything other than it looks like shit. And like, what meaning does it have? Like, it doesn't give you any hints at all. It is just bizarre. But then with Syndicate New York, there is some weird stuff in the movie, but I think that it gives you enough context to where you can come up with your own interpretation. I think a big important thing, like a good example, using the internet again, I'll use Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared again, and the Five Nights at Freddy's games, is that Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is a really confusing web series, but at the same time, there is enough clues to be able to put something together with it. I think the series is flawed, but I liked it. But the creators of it want you to come to your own conclusion with what the meaning behind it is. With Five Nights at Freddy's, it's confusing at hell, and then Scott Cawthon, seriously nothing against the guy, but he said, like, I listened to all, like, just listen to these two different, I know I'm like kind of stuttering a lot right now. This is how the creators of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared responded to the fan theories in comparison to how Scott Cawthon responded. That'll give a good idea. The Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared people said we heard all the theories and every single one of them is right. Scott Cawthon said nobody is right, and since nobody was ever able to guess it, I'm not going to explain it. Scott Cawthon, I don't think, knows what the fuck he's doing. I think that he made a confusing game and has the theorists make the story for him. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, I think they had ideas for stuff they wanted to express, but they want the audience to come to their own conclusion. That's the idea I get with New York Syndicate New York.
You good?
Yeah.
You went on a very long tangent there.
That wasn't a tangent. That was just me saying the difference between what I think is preachy and meaningless to something that I think is extremely just thought-provoking. And
I saw some, like, behind the scenes of, like, some show, and, like, I don't know, the creators, like, I love the show, but there's some things, like, it's like one of the creators is like talking about, like, you know, about the character and like this, you know, explaining the character, how his mindset works, you know, how this character got from point A to point B, his thought process. And it's like, oh, it's just so easy how it's like, of course he would do this. And it's like, I don't know, like it felt very oh, look at me, look how clever I can be. Just like, you know, it's like I didn't get that. It's like, I don't know. The guy I'm talking about, Stephen Moffat. But in the show Sherlock. But yeah.
Is that the BBC one?
Yeah.
I've seen the first 2 episodes of it. I really liked it, but
I saw the whole thing recently. I binged it.
I think I recommended it to you in like an early DuckCast when I was first watching it.
I realized like I didn't want to watch it because I was like, oh, there's not that many episodes on there. I guess there's not that many. I guess they're taken off. But it turns out that the entire series is on there. So I watched it. It was great, and there's some behind the scenes there too.
It's like a movie. Like the episodes are
it turns out like the current creator of Doctor Who's currently leaving during after Christmas, Stephen Moffat. He wrote Sherlock as well as this other writer, Mark Gatiss. So I was like, oh, it's like I know their work from Doctor Who, so I can kind of, and I kind of saw some things like Sherlock is a lot like the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, very quirky, zany. He's a bit more arrogant and meaner. I think that's more because of his Asperger's, clearly. But, like, you know, he's just very, you know, in his own... I don't know. But they do have their similarities. However, Stephen Moffat just loves his ego. He loves feeling like he's the most cleverest guy ever, and everyone isn't. And he thinks he's very subtle with everything. I don't know.
I think
At times he can be, but like later in the show, it shows.
I think the point I was trying to get across before, if it was confusing, is I think that stuff like having like weird visuals and stuff that doesn't really answer itself and the audience has to come to a conclusion on. I think that stuff works if the mindset that the creator has is that they want the audience to interpret it. It's not you need to interpret it this way or else you failed. It's here you go. Let's see what you get out of it.
There's a show, Legion, that's a bit like that. Very visual, very... I think I might have talked about it on the Metal Mouth once, early Metal Mouth, but like it was a very psychedelic looking stuff, especially like episode 1. It's like it's an X-Men spin-off thing, but it's really it's very deep show. Like it has its characters with superpowers, but like I feel like any general audience member can get into it, or at least any film lover. I think you would really enjoy it. That one actor, he played Beast in the movie Beauty and the Beast version. He's the main character. Such a good show, Legion. I'm waiting for season 2. Like, it left off on this big cliffhanger. I don't think it's on Netflix. Really good.
What show I recently saw and I hated so much? The Hulu original, and it was because I like was asleep at my brother's house and I woke up and it was just playing and I was like too tired to get up. I was just laying there watching it for a while. It's a show called Future Man.
Future Man.
And there's some ads on it for YouTube, I think, for a while. It is. I hated it. I thought it was so stupid. That's all I have to say about it. Like, maybe people want me to go into more details. Honest to God, I was pretty tired when if there's anyone who liked that show, maybe I'm not being fair because I was tired when I was watching it.
Yeah, I see the spin-off show Past Man. We'll get some backstory on it. I saw there's a show I've told you to watch at some point called Broadchurch, and earlier this year they started their final season 3, and they ended it, but I didn't get to watch it because I missed some episodes, and I just waited for it to be on Netflix. Finally got on Netflix. I finally got up with it, and it's like it wasn't a bad season. It was just a bit the whole premise of it is it's a British crime drama. 2 detectives solve cases each season. This season was about a woman who's been raped, an older woman. Very I don't know. It got very boring this season. I feel like it took. Did it take its time? I don't know. Something about the characters, like it's a show that mostly like verbally talks about characters' backstories instead of showing it, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing if you do it right. It's like at some point they do get to it with some characters, but like I don't know. I feel like it was they ended the Broadchurch show, and like I feel like they ended it in such a weird way because the other first 2 seasons, like imagine the show you really like. First 2 seasons, the seasons at least tie into each other. Each story. And the 3rd season was about something that was completely off topic from the original 2 stories, and that's how they end the show. I don't know, it was a bit weird.
It'd be kind of like if like the last season of Breaking Bad told an independent story and like.
And again, it wasn't bad because it was an interesting story, you know, but it had no relevance. Like I don't know, the 2nd season felt like the main character's David Tennant's story was like he was trying to get some closure on one case that he mentioned in the 1st season. So it's like, okay, they wrapped things up with that. The 3rd season, it was like, I don't know, the only closure thing was one character, like the dad. Like in the 1st season, his son died, and 3rd season he got a bit of closure for that, but that was only one character that got closure, and everyone else was already moved past it, and everyone was just, I don't know.
It's kind of like the last 2 seasons of The Office, when you explain it like that. And like not to like that degree because they do still have like the continuity from the other seasons. It was seasons 8 and 9; those were the last 2 seasons of the show. And the biggest difference is Michael isn't there anymore. Steve Carell's character, he leaves, and it's just like the next season, like season 8, is so focused on getting a new boss.
Is that wait? I forget. Is the British Office with Ricky Gervais, or did they replace Steve Carell with Ricky Gervais in the American version?
I actually don't know.
No. Did they replace him at all, or did they just remove?
The only thing I'll say about that is I'm pretty sure there is someone who takes his place in the 8th season, and he's only there for that season. He doesn't come back in the last one. But I don't even think they put him in the intro. Like, I think that he replaces them. He replaces him, but he's not a main character because he doesn't show up as often. They keep it focused on the old characters. It's just the boss isn't as big as of a character.
Remember when they did that with that 70s show? They removed
yeah, I did.
Topher Grace, and they removed they put in like that other guy from Mad TV, I think, with the bigger hair. They made him the love interest. They put him in the intro, and like no one liked him. He was a bit smiley, too smiley all the time, too nice.
There was also the
I think it was Seth
and
Meyers.
then the last season, and I like what they do with the last season, but it just feels so disconnected. The last season is kind of like there's a couple of things that it's about. One of them is just one of the main couples on the show actually going for like hard times for the first time in their relationship, and it's done well. But like a big thing in the season is that they acknowledge the camera crew this season. Like, because the show's finally about to come out after 9 years of them shooting it. Like one of the last episodes is actually them sitting it down and getting ready to watch the first episode, and it starts playing footage on the TV screen from the actual first episode. That's pretty cool, actually. But yeah, like it's like the last 2 seasons, they're not awful. They're definitely like the show reaches its peak at the 7th one. Like the last 2 are not as good. In fact, the last season kind of like butchers a couple of characters. Ed Helms' character is a complete asshole in the last season for no reason. He's a very nice guy throughout the entire show, like a very friendly character. He has a little bit of like an anger issues near the beginning of the show when he first enters, but he goes to anger management as like a side story, and he comes back and he kind of like just becomes a way friendlier person. But in the last season, for no reason, nothing builds up to it. He's just an asshole. Like it's just a writer's
Maybe they just needed an asshole character in the story. They didn't have that personality in there. They needed some
it's like someone, they got a new writer in there who didn't understand the character at all. Like he's not the same person in the last season. It's not even because Steve Carell left, because one, Michael, he was just kind of an idiot. He wasn't like exactly an asshole. He normally had good intentions with what he was doing, but it just led to so many bad things because he was such a dumbass. But then in like the second to last season, the Ed Helms character, Andy, that's his name. Andy was really nice. What is it, Andy? Andy's also the character that Chris Pratt plays in Parks and Rec, so I'm trying to remember now. I think it's Andy. I might be wrong. I don't know. I haven't watched The Office in a long time. But I really like the last 2 seasons aren't bad, but they're like very disconnected. You know what we need to talk about though right now that I completely forgot about? Do you know?
Ranger Pings.
What do
Season 2?
What do we talk about? What do we talk a lot about on this show? Who's a recurring topic?
Boy, oh boy. What did he do though?
Our good buddy Rich Alvarez.
What did he do?
He made a new show. It's out.
The anime show. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, there was maybe a few seconds of like, it's kind of boring, but I feel like I can, if I'm patient with it, it might surprise me.
I agree that it could definitely get better.
Animation, I mean, I can't really critique. I mean, that's not on Richie. And the guy, animator, is trying his best, you know?
Mm-hmm. The animation, the thing is, though, I think in some areas it looks really nice, and then in other areas it looks really lazy.
Did you notice that one frame?
I think the Shia LaBeouf joke was stupid.
There was a Shia LaBeouf there? A joke in there?
Like, it's like, hey, Bowser, is that Shia LaBeouf? And it says, Shia, wait up. That was stupid.
I think that was kind of like the, what we're going to go with Legacy of Darkness and his oranges. Just throw in a random object for no reason and have the character obsessed with it, you know? That's Richie's comedy.
That's about to come... Does that come out tonight?
No,
it does. It's supposed to come out tonight.
Hold on.
I'm supposed to do a live stream on that tomorrow.
Can I join you?
You can, but I don't know how we do that because I live stream with my phone.
Oh. Hold on. Where is it? What's the date that says?
Well, Richie, no, it was supposed to come out on November 25th, but then Richie said it needs to be delayed by 1 week.
Oh. It was the 25th, a Saturday?
Yeah, and it's...
No, it wasn't. It was a Monday.
2nd. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, 25th is a Monday. I have my calendar right in front of me.
No,
Oh, wait, wait,
20.
wait. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's
Okay.
December 25th, you idiot. Okay, yeah, you're right. I forgot what I was talking about before you were coming off with Legacy, though. Um,
I think we stopped talking about it.
I don't know. I felt like I was gonna say something. But screw it. Let's talk about Legacy. Oh no, yeah, the animated thing. There was that one shot. I don't know if you noticed it when Bowser was doing I think a thumbs up. This is just on the animator. Like this is my only critique. Everything else was like I feel like is passable. This one frame looks so bad. Let me see if I can find it. It looks like a toddler drew this thumbs up. You know, it's like it was really bad. Let me find it. It kind of pissed me off. It's like, come on. You should notice that.
It kind of pisses me off.
Kind of
no.
pisses me off. All right, let me find it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I will find it and I will show you. The colors, they look nice. I like the shot where he shows like what's it? Well, Mario like holds up some of those Mario games. Like it looks pretty smooth. The animation for it.
I don't think it's horrible. I think that Bowser looked kind of bad. I think that. I mean, I'm not giving this. I'm trying not to give this guy too much shit. I understand. Like
no, you should.
He did not do a bad job. He didn't do a bad job. It's like he can animate better than I can, but I know that's not. Well, some people say it like some people like to use the excuse like because it's better than what I can do.
Oh fucking Christ! I paused it.
Then I can't criticize it, but I think you can criticize animation without being an animator. I think you can criticize movies without being a filmmaker.
I just found one other thing too. Look at Mario's pinky. My God. What is that?
I think you will be better at criticizing animation in films if you make films and you make animations. But I don't think you can't criticize. I do think he did a nice job. I think that
overall, yeah.
I think that the colors do look nice. I think Mario and Luigi are drawn very well. Peach, okay, and Bowser, I'm sorry, I don't think he looked very good. But
here's one other thing. Maybe this is what I was talking about. Not a thumbs up, but like, look at his arm compared to his hand, and like it just looks a bit awkward.
I feel like that could be a meme almost. But,
with the squinty eyes.
I also think the voice on Bowser was horrible. No offense.
Listen, I forgot all of that. Hold on.
Oh
yeah, was that Richie doing both Bowser?
So.
Oh boy.
No, I think everyone else was good. I mean, and even Richie as Mario. Good. Actually, he sounded better as Mario.
Actually, yeah, that's my critique. I actually think the opposite of that. I really hate Richie as Mario. I don't know. Everyone else I thought was fine. I don't know. I think I've grown desensitized to Richie playing Mario so much that it's like. Stick with directing or something. God,
I think that
do another role other than Mario. I don't know.
I think maybe I need to listen to it again. I thought he sounded more like the character.
He sounded the same to me. I don't know, if not worse.
But
maybe there was that thumbs up though from Bowser. I'm dedicated to finding this one shot.
I feel like this little frame right here is like a nice frame, like a nice example of this person doing like some pretty decent stuff.
Oh,
like,
that's someone else.
What?
Is that someone else's work?
No, that is
that's the episode.
That's from the episode. Yeah,
okay.
And jumping out of the.
It's kind of hard to see, but
that looks like the proper jump. I'm interested in seeing more. I question if we'll get more.
I think so. I mean, he hyped it up enough with the trailer months before, now finally really. I don't know. It kind of came out of nowhere though, because I forgot that it was even coming out. Did they even announce there was going to be a release date, or did they just put it out one day?
No, he put it out. Did you see the update he made?
Maybe
it was going to
come
out on November 25th, and he announced that Legacy was delayed by a week just because there was a few adjustments he needed to make. But he said the animated show will be coming out in its place.
I wonder if Oh wait! Also, I love this reference so much. It gave me nice Rich Alvarez feels, like classic stuff. Like, hold on, let me pause.
I'm gonna check the Facebook, see if he's even said anything, because it should be out. Yeah, the Julian.
I love that. I was like, oh, that's beautiful. I thought you forgot all about that. It's such a nice reference.
I do have one critique of that though. I think the sign could look a lot better.
I agree. Also, the rich. Also, I hate how the one reference that showed up the most, which is not even a cool reference, like the shot of Mario in the city, there's like a sign behind him that says Rich Avenue, like over here, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, out of any reference to put there as a sign, it's like, can you do something better than Rich Avenue? I mean, come on. Although actually, now that I think about Alv Avenue,
No, you're
clever.
making a stretch.
AV, I mean, it's kind of clever in a way. I don't know. Anyway.
It's kind of clever in a way.
But what I was gonna say, like, I'm curious to know if like they got a bunch of episodes backed up, like ready to upload week after week or something, instead of just having this episode done, then wait for months to get the second episode out. I hope that's not the case. Like, I hope they finished enough and then decided, hey, now's the time to put these out.
We got an update from Richie. Do you want me to read it?
Go ahead. What social media is this from?
It's Facebook, and I think it was delayed. All of those memories staying up every night for weeks and on end to edit the Super Mario Brother movie from 2009 have come back full force this week. The difference, I'm not a young man anymore. I'm in my 30s. 30s is still kind of a young man. That's the only thing I'll say.
You turned 30 already?
Yeah.
That was like late.
And it is having a bad effect on my health, so I need to slow down a little. And that's fine. I'm not like saying like I'm just saying 30s.
Yeah.
30s is an old you're not an old person when you're 30. So I need to slow down a little. I regret to inform you guys that try as I could, I cannot finish Legacy last night. There isn't that much left, so it will be out this week, Saturday at the absolute latest. I really didn't remember and anticipate how much work it was going to go into perfecting this. I love you all. I have a great product for you when it's done. That's cool though. Like, I mean, obviously.
That one line though, I feel like that's a line that I feel like should have been said a lot more from him. The whole I expected this to not be as hard and turned out to be hard. You know, that's a line I think we've all been thinking, but he's never said out loud. I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool though. I mean, we'll see it. We'll see it later this week. I'll be canceling my live stream.
And that like one thing too, like what's it? You know, him getting older, him kind of accepting some things. It just puts into perspective a whole lot more of like how you're completely right. He really shouldn't do these cartoony character kind of shows like Mario. He should really focus on other things, like other kinds of projects for sure. At this age,
I think
it's getting to be a bit silly.
I think so.
It's gonna get to the point where it looks a bit like pedophilia, you know, old grown man dressed as Mario, giving candy out to kids. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned so many times, I've got enough respect for the guy. I would like to see him do something else. I think that he wanted to make movies, and now he's just focusing on a web series that...
There's nothing wrong with going digital. There's just a way to do it. I feel he's oblivious, or he's stubborn to say.
I think a big part of it probably came from the clicking noise not being a big hit, but at the same time, that wasn't even his script. That was Austin's script. Give it your own go now.
He doesn't have to be a writer. He doesn't have to come up with good scripts. He needs to find someone that can help him with scripts. He just needs to keep directing. He needs to keep creating different original things. I don't know. He's got a good choreographer for fight scenes. He's got that down.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a guy who's energetic. He's got an editor, visual effects editor at least. You know. He's got some resources.
You also sometimes have to look out for new people when you want to work on something new. Like I'm doing.
Not that it's easy to find people, honestly.
But sometimes it is easy to, working on this new show I've been doing recently, which is out now. Actually, we'll make that.
I have to see that still.
We'll make that I know it's kind of pretentious of me to do that, but we'll make that the recommended video of the week, episode 1 of the group. 2 episodes are out, but we'll link episode 1. If you like episode 1, check out episode 2. And the group is a project that I'm part of now, and it was a project that I was brought on to work on through a Craigslist ad I had up. And it started off as kind of just, regular client job going there. Just, it's my job. It's my job to do freelance. And now he, Tariq's involved in the show as well as an actor. And I'm not in the show, but I do, pitch ideas. I do suggest things. Stuff that I have suggested has made it into the show. And I get to do stuff with I have, full control of the editing. I have full control of the cinematography. For the most part, Tariq actually has a lot of control of the cinematography too. Editing is completely me. I do, with some of the deadlines, I do wish I had more time to work on certain things in the show. But aside from that, it's been a great experience. And if the show is a big hit or not, I really hope it is. I'm doing everything to make it that way. But if it isn't, I still got to like kind of, let out some of the creative flow I need to get out. It's something that's helped me do that. It's helped me work with a bunch of new people. It's something that I'm happy to have my name attached to. It's something that I'm happy to be able to say I was part of making.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is your first project that someone else who's created it has come up to you about, like, not a friend of yours, just some like random guy wants you to work with them, like it's actual project.
Yeah. And it was just a Craigslist ad, and then I talked to, actually, the first time I spoke to him was 4th of July. That's how long we've been working on this.
And already 2 episodes out. Wow.
Yeah, the first episode, we've been building them up. Episode 3 is like almost 100% filmed. Edited, I only have 2 scenes done, and I want to make revisions to them. And actually, there's no intro in episode 1, just because I said, like, I actually told him this. This was my suggestion. I was like, we should cut the intro out of episode 1, because it shows every single character that's going to be a main character in the show before they're introduced in that episode. So let's cut it from that episode and have it in episode 2. I want to make, in episode 2 has the intro, but I actually want to make a different intro for episode 3. I want the episode 3 intro to be a better one, like, because I like the intro I made, but I was kind of, I was trying to reach.
You don't want to save that for like.
It's gonna be very similar. I'm gonna use the same clips. I just want to add some extra visual effects, and I think when the title pops up, it's just white text behind a black screen, and it's simple. Like, simple's okay sometimes.
It can be done right. I've seen shows that have like that white text in front of black.
I got an idea though.
It's got the font.
Yeah, I got it. It's not even like I'm happy with the font I use for the show. I have an idea.
Or any extra lens flares could help. Little things.
Oh, I got some lens flare. I got like a folder.
I got a bunch of lens flares. What are you talking about?
Yeah, lens flares all over the place. Use those in wedding videos all the time. But I did have 2 really good wedding video experiences recently. Edited 2, filmed 2 like around September, and then the editing took a while just because I was waiting to get some pictures and notes from the people. And then when I got to work, and both the customers were satisfied. I've been doing good work-wise, but yeah, this project's been enjoyable. It's something new. It's something that I haven't done before. I don't know if I don't know if I'm gonna feature clips in my recap video or not. I think I will, actually. I think I ought to, because I do that like recap video at the end of the year on Bemis and Company, of all the stuff I was part of. I think I will include the group in there.
I didn't see a recent video yet, but my eyes glanced over to something that I'm curious about. What's up with the name change, man?
I just wanted to...
Mayor Mackle.
I don't think it's going to be Mayor Mackle forever. I just want to, like, change my name occasionally.
You'll be the new Yukino Joe, just changing your name every month.
Yeah, I don't want to, like, I'm not even, like, I don't even know if I want, like, I don't know. I'm sick of
I would have figured, like, Mackle Shadackle, like, that's just a...
I was thinking of doing Mackle Shadackle, but I thought that was a little predictable.
It's your calling card.
I don't know. Mayor Mackle's actually a name that Cody calls me occasionally. I was like, okay, Mayor Mackle, we'll do that for now. I was trying to think of something funnier, but I couldn't think of anything. I was thinking of just erasing Bemis and just having it Company.
Company. Very attractive name for a YouTube channel. Company.
I like that new video I made, actually. It's just like
BTS
I'm gonna do more behind the scenes videos now. I'm trying to make it more just a compilation of clips. I'm trying to do little edits to make it fun, and I like what I made with the first one. I actually, in some parts of it, I'm prouder than the actual Bigfoot video. I like the Bigfoot video though. I thought it was a good episode. I'm working on part 2 of my Shut Up Cartoons analysis, and hopefully that'll be out eventually. I haven't been able to work on the Slate side videos at all, and I think that's the channel I have potential more time into it, but it's hard.
I've got like nothing from my next Metal Mouth episode that would remotely be interesting to talk about here. Cause
Did you record a new one?
no, I just have a bunch of notes written down in case if I ever do. But there's like nothing to bring on over here.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know how long this episode is so far. I feel like we're
40
definitely
minutes.
We're
Surprisingly.
getting close to the end.
Feels like the beginning.
We could talk about. I mean, I know we kind of talked about it a little yesterday. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. But we could talk about the new season of Stranger Things since I'm finished now.
Whatever you want. What'd you think?
I liked it. I think I agree with you. I liked it more than season 1, but I did like season 1 a lot. I think that the least interesting thing about Stranger Things is the mystery and the underground. It's just kind of this dusty place with some vines around the place.
They're hyping it up. It's still a mystery. Whoa. There's a hive mind.
The
Also, if it isn't already obvious, spoilers, yeah. No spoiler tag. I mean, that should have been obvious. Anyway.
I mean, I don't know. We haven't said any spoilers yet. But...
I just did, but the hive mind thing.
I guess so. I like
hive mind.
I think the characters are super likable, and I think the kids are good actors and
I like that they got the one actor from the new Power Rangers movie as the bully. I've only seen him in that one role as the Red Ranger, so that's pretty cool to see him as a bad guy.
I didn't know about that, but I like all the new characters. I will say Bob maybe was a little too calm with everything going around. Maybe if he would have just, been a little bit more concerned about the situation he was in, he would have made it out alive. Like when you get out the door, and now we are definitely on the spoiler territories, but when you get out the door and you see the exit, how about you immediately go to the exit instead of standing there like a fucking dumbass for 10 seconds while something's fucking chasing after you and you're fully aware that something's chasing after you and you somehow forgot your gun that should have constantly
I don't
been
know.
in
I
your
feel
hand.
like maybe that could have been like an interpretation of like, Then again, he's kind of being I was gonna say like, oh, but like it's like his way of saying goodbye. It's like it's gonna be okay. You can live. I won't. But at the same time, a good guy wouldn't like stand in front of his love and just on purpose have her watch him getting murdered by a beast. I don't know. Guess it's kind of a dick that way. I don't know. At least he smiled.
That's what happened. I think he's an idiot. I think he's a fucking idiot.
I remember watching that and being like, oh, I hope he's not going to die. And when they show that scene, it's like, yeah, he's going to die. And then I was like, I'm accepting it, fine.
I liked Bob fine. He wasn't like a super intriguing character.
It was like, in my mind, it was like, it's either him or Paul Reiser. And it's more likely that this guy's going to die because, like, it would make sense. It's just, it's like you've grown more attached to this character. Of course,
Paul Reiser,
they're going to take it away. As a storytelling thing, like that makes more sense. You grow attached to this one thing, now take it away, and this one character that you haven't grown so much, Paul Reiser, now you can have a chance to expand him a bit more. Like I get that.
That's the doctor, right?
Yeah.
I liked him a lot. You're right. He got really really interesting. He was fantastic.
Great actor. Love the dude.
He was probably the best new character in the show.
Hashtag more Paul Reiser, please.
Yep.
It
looks like he'll be a part of the next season. It really does. I like that he wasn't a fucking scumbag because I was expecting him to be.
What'd you think of what's the guy's name? The cop's name?
Hopper.
Hopper and Elle's father-daughter relationship.
I liked it. I thought it was well done.
I remember when the first.
I remember like it's interesting too, because I did talk to people who were like on Hopper's side and Elle's side. I'm personally on both of their sides. They're both in a shitty situation. Hopper is trying to keep this kid safe. He is kind of lying a little bit when saying, I think you're going to be able to see him soon. He is just kind of trying to keep her to calm down by saying that. And I can understand Elle getting angry about that. She's basically being kept prisoner with no one to talk to.
That one scene where she had that freak out though.
Yeah.
Like she was pretty what's it? It looked. I'm like about her acting, like it was so. It looked real, like her tantrum, like you kind of grow attached from Millie Bobby Brown, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think that but Hopper's not enjoying doing this. He's like he's fucking exhausted all the time trying to get this to work.
Mm.
So neither of them are bad guys. Both of them have the right to be upset in the situation they're in. And I thought that it was dealt with. It was just written very well with both of them.
I said on the last episode too, like, great thing about Stranger Things too is like the new dynamics we get, and like I remember the first when like
Steven Dustin was the best one though.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. No, I personally think Millie and Hopper, Elle and Hopper, because like I don't know, like when I saw Elle sit down at the dinner table, I was like, oh, this is what's gonna happen this season. Oh, this is interesting. I would never have imagined these two pairing up. That's interesting, and they did it very well. Steven Dustin was fun, but like the one that surprised me, that one that a dynamic that I didn't expect to work as well as I thought was Hopper and Elle, personally.
Clearly, from a story perspective, Hopper and Elle is more interesting. But Steven Dustin, Steve, I didn't like in the first season, but by the end of the season, he was starting to redeem himself a bit.
That one scene like when he drove him up to the dance, that was such a great scene.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I loved that.
Teaching him.
I was like, yeah, these two are buddies now. I like that.
Mike and
Dustin at the
Will.
dance. That was upsetting.
Mike and Will was very sweet. He was taking care of his friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
But yeah, I liked everyone. It was cool because Will was the main character.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like,
you know, a character that I don't like, not like that I hate the character. I just wish they do more with him. Which is Will's older brother. He's very underwhelming for me.
Jonathan.
Maybe it's the actor, maybe it's the writing, I don't know.
I'm fine with him personally.
Yeah. He's just there though, that's the thing, he's just there. He's for that girl storyline, he's for Will. It's about it for me. But him alone, he can't stand he can't be the main.
I think he has a lot more to do in the first season because like there's a lot more dilemma caused by his character, especially because Will isn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of suffering with him, and at the same time he does have some like kind of creepy tendencies, like taking pictures of people at a pool party. Now there's people arguing.
Mm.
I was home alone for the longest time, but people come in and.
But I just mean like for this season though, like him here, like I don't know.
I'm not disagreeing. He did feel more or less as just he's just there.
I mean, there's so many characters as well as new ones that you need to kind of put some aside. I understand.
He had a couple of nice scenes with Will at the beginning of the season, like let him go trick on his own, tell him it's good to be a freak.
For sure. We didn't have that too much. Did we have flashback scenes? We probably did in season 1. But anyway.
In season 1 we did, yeah.
Yeah.
We get flashback scenes of them like listening to music together. But
then again, like even with that, like the new dad is like, is kind of doing the same thing that the big brother's doing, kind of just trying to get him all comfortable with this whole situation going on, even though he doesn't know too much about it. He's just, it was kind of.
It's all Bob's fucking fault.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what he's trying to help. I love how that's like what everyone says now about Stranger Things seasons about Bob, like up then his death. Like he's just kind of an idiot. He's lovable, but there's those two scenes. He's such a dumbass.
There's like a plot twist where Bob was the underground.
Could you imagine if he was the hive mind this whole time?
He was trying to lure Will to let the monster in. He was trying to stand there to get them killed with the monsters.
Yo, what if they honestly, like, what if they actually surprise everyone with that? Who knows? Who knows? Doubtful, but who knows?
What else was there? Like, Mike is downplayed, which I'm completely cool with.
What'd you think of the sister's one scene when she was drunk? I felt that was a bit silly.
I've seen people act like that drunk.
Yeah.
I know it seems a little bit silly, but
I don't know. I think it was like both for the scene and both for laughs. I feel like it was intentional. I don't know.
I don't think it was really supposed to be for laughs. I've seen people get upset and act like that when they're drunk, where they just kind of repeat the same thing over and over again.
like it's not like I laughed so much. Like I was
I
serious
thought
about
it
the
was
scene,
I
but
thought it was annoying.
yeah.
But I think a lot of people who get emotional when they're drunk
Mm.
are annoying. And I mean like emotional in a way where they either get angry or they're like sobbing. Not like in a I don't know. There's an okay way to be emotional, but that's not one of them. But like granted, obviously her situation's a lot worse than the average person, so like I don't dislike her for that. So I thought it was a little annoying, like bullshit. But I've seen people act like that before.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like you have the new. Oh, what's the black kid's name? Lucas.
The black kid. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't. I like that. Thank God they answered the biggest mystery in the show, which was where the hell is his parents. But
his sister was fun. She was a brat, but she was fun.
She was a brat. Yeah, like she annoyed me, but like it was in a way where it was like it works for what's happening here.
I don't know. Even the walkie-talkie scene with like Dustin and her, like she was all sassy and it was like, it's a little bratty little sister character. She's a stereotype, but she's a fun stereotype. I like her. You know?
Lucas was given a lot more to do this season because he really felt like out of like it was weird because he felt like a smaller part of it, like a smaller part than Will last season. Even though he was clearly on screen more, it's like he was like the one character who didn't have anything. He was just
he had that one thing with Elle. He didn't like her in season 1. That he had that arc of it.
He also had the falling out with Mike, but most of his characteristics were built around him not liking people. And then this season it was
like a love triangle kind of thing with Dustin, him, and the girl.
They dropped the love triangle thing pretty quickly though, and I respect that because it was mainly just him and her. Max interacting. I don't remember if they actually gave her a name or not. I know it's just Max for now.
Yeah.
Was her name actually Max?
I think so.
And then it was Mad Max. I know there's some girl. I know that's a name that's like shared by male and females, but
I like the idea of like going back to the older brother, that one actor. Like I like the fact that his character didn't end so. Like he didn't become good in the end. Like if it's still very open for us to get. I feel like he's gonna become another Steve, where we're gonna get to love him. But for now, we kind of understand why he is the way he is.
This is kind of a screwed up thing to laugh about, but there's like a lot of comments I read when I go to like the just like it's a recurring joke in Stranger Thing videos when I go on YouTube and watch certain scenes, and it's like, and meanwhile, his dad is home beating his faggot son. Because they said that's how we referred to him in that one episode with the dad. Oh.
I have no possible clue what we're gonna name this episode.
We talked about it a lot. Max. What'd you think of Max? I don't know.
I liked her. She was fun.
She
brought a new kind of personality to the group. Other than a happy kind of character.
She had a lot of roll your eyes and talk down to people scenes, but I felt maybe there was a little bit too much of that.
Keep in mind though, it's a character's first season. It's an introduction character.
I didn't
They're gonna expand on her.
I didn't hate her.
Yeah.
I think who the best character of the season was though?
The cat.
Mohawk guy.
Who? Oh.
Edgy Mohawk guy.
In the Elves episode.
Yeah, Elves episode.
A lot of people don't like that episode. I understand the characters in that group didn't have, you didn't really know who they were, could care less, but at the same time, it's like,
I guarantee
it's a little posse.
I've never seen Suicide Squad, but I guarantee people made a connection.
I felt more X-Men vibes, but I think that was just.
I have never seen X-Men. I've seen reviews of Suicide Squad. So I know.
I told you this yesterday. I'm just gonna say it out in public because I don't know if anyone's behind me on this. They should be because it was almost shot for shot.
I know what you're talking about.
There's one X-Men movie, X-Men First Class. If anyone's ever seen it, you'd remember the scene where Professor X teaches Magneto how to control his powers. He's trying to move this big object, and that's exactly like the scene in this one episode of Stranger Things when the sister's trying to teach Elle how to move this big object with her mind. And it's holding her hand out, trying to do this, and even Elle's moving her hands like this, and Just like Magneto, I don't know. I don't know if it. I wouldn't consider it like an homage. I would consider it ripping it off completely. Cause like I
Yeah,
don't know.
it wouldn't even work as an homage because the stuff they pay homage to is stuff from the 80s.
X-Men is kind of 80s, isn't it? 80s and 90s. But at the same time, it's not even good.
Didn't the movies come out like early 2000s up until Logan?
Well, how about the animated show? I don't know. Or the
Or are you talking
comics.
about were you talking about the animated show? I'm sorry.
Like, even though it's the movie came out in
No,
like
okay, if it's the
2000s,
movie.
I mean, it's still X-Men branded. I'm just saying. But like, I don't know. I don't know. Just that one scene really pissed me off, and it like had a lot of screen time, and it meant a lot for the story, which kind of pisses me off. It's just, it wasn't its own thing. It wasn't. It completely ripped off X-Men First Class, and that's not even a good thing. X-Men First Class wasn't a good movie. I mean, it's like, why am I getting mad about that? But I don't know, just the originality of the whole thing.
I don't know if this is something that you know a lot about.
Mm.
On black.
Nope.
There we go. I was inactive on my computer for a while, so
Okay.
the screen was black. So you know about The Room, right? Tommy Wiseau, The Room. You have any interest in seeing The Disaster Artist? Because I'm excited.
I want to see it. I don't know. I usually see movies with my mom, and I
hear-
doubt she knows anything about The Room, so I'll
I
have to
hear-
teach her about it. But
I'm gonna just get whoever the hell wants to go. If I go alone, I'm fine with that. I hear that what I've been hearing the most about it is that everyone did a fine job. Because I watch a lot of like harsher movie critics online, like Your Movie Sucks or Ralph the Movie Maker, and both of them kind of had the same view on it. Like everything was fine. Like everyone did a serviceable job, but it's nothing Oscar worthy. But James Franco as Tommy Wiseau, like it makes the movie what it is, and it's a good movie because of him. Otherwise, it would have been mediocre. They say that it should be Oscar winning, but only towards the performance done by James Franco. I'm curious to watch the movie. I hear like Ralph the Movie Maker. I love his stuff a lot. Sometimes I think like he is needlessly harsh. Like he likes to use the phrase. I mean, maybe not even needlessly harsh, but like sometimes I think he says like the wrong thing because he'll often say like they didn't give a shit. And I feel like probably everyone who worked on this Room, the disaster movie, gave a shit because he's like talking about how horrible the music is in it. And like they didn't care at all. Like I'm gonna listen to that, and I feel like I'm gonna disagree with him on that. He likes to throw the term "didn't care" around a lot, but I think sometimes someone just made something that you don't like. It doesn't mean they didn't care about it. I think when he like criticizes stuff like Minions, likely the people work on it didn't really care about it that much. But sometimes I think they cared, buddy. They just might not know what they're doing.
yeah, I'm not.
I like it. I like his
Dave-
stuff a lot, though. I genuinely do.
What's his name? Dave Franco, James's
Yeah,
brother. I don't like. He plays himself in every role, but
I hear that's what people said. That's what they were saying. Like it's Dave Franco playing Dave Franco doing a Greg Sestero impression.
Yeah.
But
Sestero.
The good thing with me is I don't think I've ever seen a movie of Dave Franco before. So
21 Jump Street.
I started. I did not like it.
It's all
Was
right.
he one of the main characters of Jonah Hill?
He's one of the main cast. He's like one of the baddies, I guess.
Oh, he's one of the baddies. Okay, I could not finish that movie. I really hated it.
Try 22 Jump Street. Okay, I'll give 22 Jump Street this.
You want to see a funny cop movie? Watch Hot Fuzz. That's a masterpiece.
Oh yeah. Well, that's Edgar Wright. I mean, you can never go wrong with Edgar Wright.
I didn't know you saw
that's like
it.
comparing Edgar Wright to like
I didn't know
anything
you
else.
saw
You can't do that. Edgar Wright is Edgar Wright. He's his
I didn't know
own
you saw
category.
I didn't know you saw Hot Fuzz.
I've seen all those movies, dude.
You've seen Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, Scott Pilgrim, Baby Driver.
Not Baby Driver. Have you ever seen I've only seen it a few times. The third one, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and the third one I forget.
At the World's End, I think. The World's End. Not yet. I am going.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Pinsec because I watched Hot Fuzz with Pinsec and he loved it. Dude, Hot Fuzz, it's going to be, because I watched all of Edgar Wright's movies this year. I never seen them before this year. I watched all of them except for The World's End. I even watched his college movies. I watched a lot of his stuff. He has a Western movie.
There's this one line in The World's End, like Simon Pegg says, like, after they kick some zombie or alien asses or something, like, they're just like, he's just like, WTF, man, WTF, and Martin Freeman's just like, WTF? What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. It's just
what I hear people say is that it's not as good as the
it's
other
not
two.
that good, but like
But,
that's
I hear
moments,
it's still I hear it's still a good movie. Like people will still.
It's got that classic jumping over the fence and the fence falls gag. Like it's
that's
just
like in
fun.
every single one of the movies. That's why it's a trilogy. It's the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz, I think, is one of the best. It's not. It's one of the
really
best.
want to see Baby Driver though.
It might be the best comedy I've ever seen. Do
you know if Baby Driver's ever gonna be on Netflix or just gonna have to get it on DVD? And
Hot Fuzz is the only Edgar Wright movie on Netflix right now. I watched Scott Pilgrim 2 and really liked it. I don't think it's making the top 10, but
Scott Pilgrim is such a fantastic film. I've had that in my top 10 for years. I remember. I used to always say, "Oh, that's the best."
Freeze, Vegan Police. I remember I watched it with Tariq because it's one of Tariq's favorite movies, and I was crying during that scene.
I just love that one line, like what
ridiculous idea. It's so great.
I love how when the one band member asks like, "Hey, how does being a vegan give you superpowers?" And he's like, he says all this and it's like, in short, being vegan just means he's better than you. Like it's just it's such a great line.
Oh God, I didn't know you've seen his movies. Baby Driver is really good. I'm looking.
Yeah, that's the only one I haven't seen yet.
A lot of people who know Edgar Wright's movies, I've heard like a weird mix. I hear people saying it's like his least good movie. It's good, but coming from him, I expected something better. But then I hear some people saying like after they rewatched it, okay, no, it's pretty close to his other movies. My opinion on it is that I loved it a lot. I do think like when it comes like if I had to rank each film. So far, last is Fistful of Fingers, and to be fair, it's a college movie he made. It's a Western, and it's funny, but it's old, and the first half is hilarious. The second half is boring. Shaun of the Dead is next. Really liked it. I'd say Baby Driver is third, and then fourth. What? I didn't do anything to the TV.
Change the HDMI.
I didn't, though. I literally did nothing to the TV. I didn't watch television.
You put the volume down by 1, you asshole.
My dad just turned the TV off. He's like, Michael, what happened?
You turned the TV off.
Oh, I have no...
What were we talking about before Edgar Wright? I feel like we were about to say something and then you mentioned Edgar Wright and we were like, oh yeah, Edgar Wright. That's a cool topic.
You were talking about 21 Jump Street and I said Hot Fuzz.
Oh yeah.
Movie. But 2 is Scott Pilgrim, and number 1's definitely Hot Fuzz. That movie is so great. I loved it.
There's I know you've never seen either 21 or 22 Jump Street, and both movies are pretty movies.
I know
pretty
people
okay
who
comedies.
love them. I couldn't get through 21.
I don't know why people I feel like they're okay comedies, but like 22 Jump Street, I'll give credit for. There was this one joke in the movie, which I'm not gonna say because it's kind of a spoiler, but there was this one joke that literally made me laugh so hard I got a nosebleed. So I'll give it that much.
I have like with Hot Fuzz, I think I probably would give it like a 9.5 out of 10, if not a 10 out of 10. But there is like one thing about that movie I don't like, and it's just I think it has like it's not like quite. And I've never even seen this movie, like the last movie in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. But I know everyone says it has a lot of endings. It's definitely not as bad as how they explain that, but I feel like it ends like on a couple of different times. Like, oh, it ends here. Oh wait, no, now there's a bomb that goes off in the police station. Like, the part. I felt like that wasn't needed. I felt like we already got a proper climax, and all we get after that is a fake out on one of the other, like on his partner's death. But that's felt so unneeded. Like,
I wonder if there was any other movies during that time where just that kind of thing became popular. And he wanted to incorporate. He was like, maybe wanted to be like, I could do that better. Who knows?
I just think if it would have ended without that, it would have been
agree.
Like it's a weird. It's so unneeded, and the only thing I can think of is it's because they need to incorporate that bomb still that they showed earlier. But
you know what? Maybe because like remember in Shaun of the Dead, like when the friend turned out to still be alive.
What?
Oh my god. Oh good god. Oh geez, domestic. Oh
I'll
good
be
god.
there soon. They're
Oh
asking for me
jeez.
the TV. I didn't do anything to the television.
uh,
They, they probably muted the TV and can't find
yeah.
the button on the remote. Anyway, we gotta end the show.
Yeah, we're
Finish
over
what
an
you're
hour.
saying. Finish
What
your
was I
thought.
saying? Can you remind me?
Talking about like the thing in Shaun of the Dead when I mentioned the bomb. And
Oh yeah, yeah. Like when his friend, even though he's a zombie, he can still hang out with his friend. And
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz, like, I guess it's that way of just killing the character off because they didn't in the previous movie. Maybe it's just like
Well, they don't kill him
any
off.
fans to see how that would work out.
It's a fake out though.
Didn't he actually die though?
No, they go visit his mom's grave at the end. He doesn't die.
I'm an idiot. Never mind. All right.
I really like. One thing I think I like Shaun of the Dead a lot. Thing I think Hot Fuzz had over it greatly over Shaun of the Dead is I think the friendship, even though it's kind of ironic because they start off like not as like close friends, they kind of disrespect each other.
Comparing
Like,
which
the
one
friendship-
is better to what?
The friendship between the two I think is a lot stronger in Hot Fuzz than it is in Shaun of the Dead. I think in Shaun of the Dead it's a lot thicker and towards each other. And then in Hot Fuzz, I genuinely like seeing them together.
I mean, it's easier when you get that. You start them out as friends in the movie immediately. Like Shaun of the Dead, you already can expect, like, they already had a past. You don't really know too much about it. Here you get to see the birth of it.
Birth of it. Yeah. So I'm out. We can still talk on Discord for a bit if you want, but I do need to go see what the heck they want. So we probably should end the show right here.
All right.
I temporarily forgot about my health problems.
Oh.
I don't know. Like the health problems I'm claiming that exist.
Jesus. All right.
Still have some water left.
Some water. We should just name a bunch of really depressing things. I could go back to that burying my dead dog thing. I can make it happen if you want. I mean, we could just make things a reality.
My pee was purple, Zachary.
My pee was 5 inches at one point.
Name this episode Purple Pee.
I feel like then people would click on the episode expecting that, and then that wouldn't happen until now when we mentioned the title of the episode. What it should be.
It's at the end. It's at the end.
Purple
It's like
pea.
Death of the Salesman. The death of the salesman doesn't happen until the end. Does the salesman die in that? I don't
even know what
Anyway.
you're talking about.
I gotta go. End the show, Zachary. Come on.
But should I actually call it the purple pea, though?
I gotta help them with the TV. I'm gonna get yelled at. Please let me leave.
Okay, the purple pea.